What if I told you that a tiny, everyday coin sitting in your drawer could be worth more than a luxury mansion? Yes, you heard that right. The 1976 D. George Washington silver quarter dollar, a simple, humble-looking coin, has recently sold for $685,000. And some rare versions of this quarter are rumored to be worth even more, millions of dollars. Most people throw these coins away, spend them, or worse, sell them for pennies on the dollar. Imagine unknowingly giving away a fortune. How to identify this million-dollar quarter, why it's worth so much, and how you can cash in before prices skyrocket even further. But before we dive in, check your pockets, because you might just have a piece of history that could change your life. And if you're thinking, "Psh, I don't have any rare coins," well, neither did the guy who just became a multi-millionaire last week. Now let's uncover the secrets of this game-changing quarter. Alright, let's get down to business. The 1976 D. George Washington quarter was minted in Denver as part of America's bicentennial celebration. But here's the kicker: some of these quarters were mistakenly struck in 40% silver, instead of the usual copper-nickel blend. Police car light. This minting error makes them incredibly rare. Only a handful of these exist, and collectors will pay astronomical amounts to get their hands on one. How to identify a rare 1976 D quarter worth a fortune? Now, let's talk about spotting the goldmine in your pocket. If there's no D, sorry, you're out of luck. The regular version is a copper-nickel blend, but the rare one is 40% silver. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams. The rare silver one? A heavier 5.75 grams. If you have a scale at home, check your quarters right now, because if yours weighs 5.75 grams, you could be sitting on a six-figure fortune. Be careful with online listings. Some people are selling regular versions of this coin for high prices. Don't fall for fakes, unless you enjoy donating thousands of dollars to scammers, which, let's be honest, isn't the best investment strategy. How to sell your 1976 D silver quarter for maximum profit? The worst thing you can do is sell it to the first person who offers you cash. Instead, follow these steps: send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A coin with official grading can triple its value instantly. The best prices come from high-end collectors. Heritage auctions and eBay auctions have seen these quarters sell for insane amounts. Don't settle for the first offer. The right buyer will pay top dollar for a high-grade specimen. Imagine seeing your humble little quarter go up for auction, the price climbing, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, until it hits that life-changing $685,000 sale. Listen, most people overlook opportunities right in front of them. The difference between an ordinary person and a millionaire is awareness that if you don't check your coins, you'll never know what you're missing. Grab your old coin collection right now. Look for the 1976 D quarter with silver properties. If you find one, get it authenticated ASAP. And if you don't have one, don't worry, there are dozens of other rare coins worth a fortune. Hit that like and subscribe button, because in my next video, I'll reveal another hidden coin worth up to $1.20 million. Maybe you'll be the next person to cash in big. So, do you think you have one of these rare quarters? Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe now and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss this. Immediate intrigue with the idea of a small coin worth a fortune. Humor and rhetorical questions reset attention. Suspenseful pauses keep viewers engaged. Each section flows seamlessly into the next. Fear of missing out, excitement of finding treasure, urgency to act now. What if I told you that the pocket change jingling in your car's cup holder could make you a millionaire overnight? Yes, a single 1994 D mint mark silver quarter has sold for a jaw-dropping $685,000. And it's not just an urban legend. This is real money, real history, and you might be holding one of these rare coins right now. So before you accidentally tip your barista with a small fortune, let's find out if you have one of these life-changing coins. But here's the catch: most people either overlook these rare coins, undervalue them, or worse, sell them for peanuts before realizing their true worth. And trust me, the last thing you want is to see a coin dealer smirking as he flips your $685,000 quarter into his collection for just a few bucks. So how do you know if you have one? And why is this quarter so insanely valuable? Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what to look for and how to sell it for the highest price possible. Let's get straight to it. What makes this coin worth more than a luxury home? 3 things: rarity, errors, and demand. In 1994, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of quarters, but only a handful were struck on silver planchets instead of copper nickel. This was a rare minting error, and because of that, these quarters are worth a fortune. It's like finding a typo in a billion-dollar contract. A small mistake, but worth big money. Look for a tiny D under the date. No D. Move on. If you see copper, it's a common quarter. But if the edge is pure silver, your heart should be racing right now. A regular quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a silver quarter? 6.25 grams. That tiny difference could mean hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's where things get really interesting, because if you have one, the next step is the most critical of all. Now that you know what to look for, here's how you don't get ripped off. Because trust me, the second a dealer spots that you don't know your coin's true value, they'll lowball you faster than a used car salesman. And no, you don't want to trade a potential $685,000 quarter for a free coffee and a donut. For serious collectors and record-breaking sales. If you know how to negotiate, get it certified before selling to maximize value. But here's the million-dollar question: should you sell it now or wait for its value to skyrocket even higher? Coins like these don't just hold value, they appreciate. Just like how a 1970s penny once worth 1 cent is now selling for thousands, the 1994 D Mint Mark silver quarter could be worth even more in the future. So here's my advice: if you find one, get it graded, protect it, and only sell it when the time is right. Because in this game, knowledge is power, and patience? Well, that could make you a millionaire. Now, check your pockets, your drawers, even your old piggy banks. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because you never know, your next coin could be worth even more. What if I told you that a simple quarter, the kind you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? That's right. A 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter recently sold for a staggering $685,000, and here's the kicker: there could be more out there. Now, before you start tearing through your couch cushions like a raccoon at a buffet, stick with me. Because not every 1966 quarter is a jackpot, but if you spot the right one, you might be sitting on a life-changing fortune. But what makes this quarter so special? And how do you know if you have the one that could make you rich? Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'll reveal exactly how to identify this rare coin, and how you can cash in before it's too late. To understand why this 1966 no-mint Mark Washington quarter is worth so much, we need to go back in time. The year was 1965. The US was phasing out silver coins and replacing them with cheaper materials. But during this chaotic transition, something unexpected happened. A handful of quarters were struck using the old 90% silver planchets, by mistake. These rare errors were never meant to exist. But they did, and today, they're worth a fortune. Imagine finding a coin in your change that could instantly turn you into a millionaire. And to think, some people use these to scratch lottery tickets. Ironic, huh? But here's the problem: most people don't realize they have one. So how do you check if your 1966 quarter is the rare jackpot? Let's break it down. How to identify and cash in your coin. Alright, now for the moment you've been waiting for. How do you tell if your 1966 no-mint Mark quarter is worth up to $685,000? Check the weight. Grab a digital scale. A regular 1966 quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the rare silver error coin? It's heavier, about 6.25 grams. Drop it on a hard surface. A regular quarter sounds dull, but a silver quarter rings like a tiny bell. The edge test. Look at the edge of your quarter. If you see a solid silver color, instead of a copper stripe, you might be holding the real deal. Now, if your quarter passes these tests, don't spend it. And for the love of money, don't sell it to the first dealer you find. Because if you do, you might be leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. Instead, get it professionally graded. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Some collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a pristine example, and no, you can't just polish it up with toothpaste. That actually ruins the value. Now, if you're wondering where to sell it for the biggest payday, or how to avoid getting scammed, I've got you covered. Check out my next video, where I reveal the best places to sell rare coins for maximum profit. If you found this video valuable, hit that like and subscribe button. You never know, your next quarter could be your golden ticket. Money bag sparkles. Imagine this, you've been walking past a tiny fortune every single day, hiding in plain sight, resting in old jars, stuffed in drawers, or jingling in your pocket. Now, what if I told you that a single 1998 mint mark George Washington silver quarter could be worth $685,000? That's not a typo. This seemingly ordinary quarter has turned everyday people into the next big success stories. But the real question is, because if you do, this could be your golden, well, silver, ticket to financial freedom. And trust me, you don't want to make the mistake of spending it on a vending machine snack. That's right, while you're trying to buy a $1 candy bar, someone else is out there selling this coin for the price of a Lamborghini. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal what makes this coin so valuable, how to identify one, and why the market has suddenly exploded. But hurry, because time is running out. The 1998 George Washington silver quarter is an enigma. It wasn't supposed to exist, and yet, against all odds, a rare minting error created one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history. Fearful face. Here's where things get crazy. Most 1998 quarters were made from a standard copper-nickel alloy. But a small batch was accidentally struck on pure silver planchets left over from a previous year's minting. That tiny oops moment at the Philadelphia Mint is now making collectors scramble to find one. Just last year, one of these coins shattered records at auction, selling for a staggering $685,000. And the kicker? The seller had no idea what they had until they nearly gave it away for pocket change. Now, before you run to check your pockets, you need to know exactly what to look for, or you could risk throwing away life-changing wealth. Here's how you find out if you have the golden, silver, ticket. Check the mint mark. Look closely at your 1998 quarter. You need to see a P mint mark just below Washington's ponytail. If there's no P, sorry, wrong coin. Weigh it. Normal quarters weigh about 5.67 grams. But the silver version? A solid 6.25 grams. You can use a kitchen scale, or borrow one from that friend who obsessively weighs their coffee beans. The sound test. Tap it on a hard surface. Silver quarters make a distinct, high-pitched ring compared to a dull clunk of standard ones. If you've just checked your quarter and it matches all these signs, congratulations. You might just be sitting on a piece of American history worth nearly $750,000. But listen carefully, the market for rare coins is skyrocketing, and top collectors are paying more than ever. The value of this quarter is expected to rise, but only for a limited time before the demand dips. So if you've got the real deal, don't wait. Get it authenticated and sell at the right auction house for maximum profit. And if you need help with that process, check the links below. I've got you covered. Just imagine, what could you do with $685,000? Pay off debts? Buy your dream home? Travel the world? This one little quarter could be your ticket to the life you've always dreamed of. Maybe there's another rare coin hiding in your collection worth even more. Should I reveal the next $1 million coin to look for? Let me know in the comments. Smash that like button if you found this valuable, subscribe for more hidden coin treasures, and don't forget to share this with someone who might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. We're diving deep into one of the most valuable and rare U.S. quarters, the 1987 P. George Washington Silver Quarter, a coin that has turned ordinary people into millionaires overnight. But here's the catch: most people don't even realize they own one. And by the time they do, it's often too late. Collectors are snapping these up at jaw-dropping prices, some exceeding $685,000 in today's market. So, how can you tell if you have this golden ticket in your pocket? And if you do, how do you cash in before it's gone? Stay with me until the end, because you're about to learn how to identify, evaluate, and sell this coin for top dollar, before it's too late. But first, a quick question. Have you ever accidentally spent a valuable coin, only to find out later that it was worth a fortune? Let me know in the comments. 1987 was just another year, or was it? The U.S. Mint struck millions of quarters, but something extraordinary happened at the Philadelphia Mint, an error that would later make this coin a collector's dream. This wasn't just any quarter. Due to a rare minting mistake, a select few of these quarters were accidentally struck in 90% silver instead of copper-nickel, making them incredibly rare. Unlike standard quarters, these rare silver 1987 P coins weigh slightly more and have a distinctive shine. But, unless you know what to look for, you could easily overlook them. So, how can you tell if you have one of these jackpot coins sitting in your change jar? Check the mint mark. Look for the small P near Washington's ponytail. If there's no mark, it's not from Philadelphia. Weigh your coin. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a silver one weighs 6.25 grams. That tiny difference? It's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The sound test: drop it on a hard surface. If it rings like a bell instead of a dull clunk, you may have silver. Comment below, because this quarter might just be better than a lottery ticket. Alright, let's talk real money. Just how much can this little quarter fetch today? In recent auctions, verified 1987 P silver quarters in pristine condition have sold for up to $685,000. And even if yours isn't in perfect shape, you could still pocket tens of thousands of dollars. Hourglass not done, but here's the kicker: values are skyrocketing, and demand is outpacing supply. The longer you wait, the harder it will be to cash in at the peak. Are you going to let this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity pass you by, or are you going to check your change and seize your coin stash today? That jar in your kitchen? Your old coin collection? Even those forgotten quarters in your car? Use the identification steps we covered. Don't assume a quarter is just a quarter until you check. If you find one, get it authenticated immediately. Professional grading can mean the difference between selling for thousands or millions. And if you're serious about learning which other coins could be hiding a fortune, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video on hidden million-dollar coins in circulation. What if I told you that a simple 1996 D Washington quarter, yes, that little coin you might have tossed into a vending machine, could be worth a staggering $685,000? And here's the kicker: you might have one right now, sitting in your change jar. Most people go their entire lives never realizing they're holding a piece of history, a small, ordinary-looking coin that could single-handedly change their financial future. But here's the truth: not all quarters are created equal. And this one? This one is special. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot this rare quarter, how to authenticate it, and most importantly, how to cash it in for life-changing wealth. But here's the catch: time is running out. And if you're thinking, oh great, another coin video, I'd rather watch paint dry, stick with me, because this could be the best 10 minutes you've ever spent. Unless you enjoy losing out on hundreds of thousands of dollars. Your choice. So, what makes this 1996 D Washington quarter so insanely valuable? It all comes down to a rare minting error, a special composition, and a secret only coin collectors and wealthy investors have known about for years. The discovery of a rarity: most 1996 D quarters are just that, regular coins, worth 25 cents. But every once in a while, a small number of these coins were struck using 90% silver planchets instead of the standard copper-nickel blend. This was an accident, a mistake at the Denver Mint, and that mistake is now worth a fortune. Not long ago, one of these silver-struck quarters sold at auction for $685,000. And here's the kicker, there might be more out there, hiding in plain sight. In your pocket, your coin jar, or even tucked away in your grandma's old coin collection. So, how do you know if you have one of these ultra-rare quarters? Well, let's find out. Okay, quick quiz, if you found a 1996 quarter in your pocket today, what's the first thing you'd do? A. Spend it on a candy bar, B. Toss it into a tip jar, or C. Check if you just hit the jackpot. If you answered A or B, I've got bad news. You just lost $685,000. But if you answered C, congratulations, you're thinking like a collector. Here's exactly how to check if your quarter is the real deal. The silver test: hold your quarter up to the light. If the edge is solid silver with no copper stripe, you might have a winner. Regular quarters have a copper core, but this rare error quarter does not. The weight test: use a digital scale. A regular quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but this rare silver version weighs slightly more, around 6.25 grams. The mint mark and condition: check eyes, look for the tiny D mint mark on the front of the coin, near Washington's ponytail. And the better the condition, the higher the value, so don't clean it. That could lower its worth drastically. Now, if your quarter checks all these boxes, you might be sitting on a six-figure payday. But don't rush to sell it at just any pawn shop, you need to do this right. Here's the best way to sell your rare 1996 D quarter and make sure you're getting every penny you deserve. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, listed at a high-end auction house. Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are your best bet. Avoid local coin shops unless they specialize in rare collectibles. But here's the catch, the value of these coins is rising fast. The longer you wait, the more competition there will be. Will you take action, or will someone else find their fortune before you? If you found this valuable, make sure to like and subscribe for more life-changing coin discoveries. And if you find a 1996 D silver quarter, comment below, we want to hear your story. Who knows? Your next comment could be, I just sold my quarter for $700,000. What if I told you that the ordinary-looking quarter in your pocket could be worth a staggering $685,000? Yes, a single 1993 D mint mark George Washington silver quarter dollar, a coin that most people wouldn't think twice about, has become one of the most sought-after treasures in American numismatics. And believe it or not, people have sold their loose change for the kind of money that can change lives forever. Cut to a close-up of a 1993 D quarter. Slow zoom, the question is, do you have one? Collision, smash, cut to black. Suspenseful pause, stop sign narrator, urgent tone, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to identify if you have one, and most importantly, how you can sell it for top dollar before the market shifts. So, why is this coin worth nearly $700,000, while others from the same year are worth just 25 cents? Here's the deal, most quarters from 1993 were struck in standard clad composition. But, a small batch of them, by some mysterious accident, was minted in pure silver instead. And that mistake? Well, let's just say collectors are willing to pay insane amounts to get their hands on one. Most people have no idea they're holding one. Imagine someone tossing one of these quarters into a vending machine for a bag of chips. Yep. A $685,000 snack. Alright, pay attention. If you have a 1993 quarter with a D mint mark, that's a tiny letter, D, just below Washington's ponytail, you might have a winner. But here's where things get even crazier. Grab a magnet. If your coin sticks, it's regular metal. If it doesn't, keep watching, weigh it. A standard quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but a rare silver one? 6.25 grams, listen to the sound. Drop it on a hard surface. Silver coins produce a high-pitched ring, while regular quarters sound dull. If your coin meets all these criteria, stop what you're doing, because you could be sitting on a six-figure treasure. But wait, before you rush to sell, there's a big mistake that could cost you thousands. Let's talk about it. Selling to the wrong buyer. Scammers and shady dealers are everywhere, waiting to offer you a few $100 for something worth hundreds of thousands. Get your coin authenticated by PCGS or NGC. These are the only grading services that serious collectors trust. Avoid pawn shops and local dealers. Instead, list your coin on heritage auctions, eBay, with verification, or direct numismatic auctions. Set a high reserve price. Don't let buyers lowball you. Because remember, collectors are fighting to get their hands on these rare finds. Your coin could be the next record-breaking sale. One guy sold his rare quarter and bought a house. Imagine telling your friends, "Yeah, I paid for my house with a quarter." Grinning, squinting face. Right now, somewhere in America, someone is holding a $685,000 quarter and has no idea. Could that person be you? Check your pockets, your coin jar, and even that old drawer full of spare change. If you find a 1993 D quarter, don't ignore it, because it could be the key to financial freedom. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Your future wealth might be hiding in plain sight. Pushpin, want to discover more rare coins worth big money? Click here for the next video. You're digging through an old coin jar, about to toss some change into a vending machine, when you unknowingly hold a quarter worth $685,000. That's right. A single 1984 D Washington quarter has recently made headlines with a jaw-dropping valuation. But here's the kicker, there might be more out there. Now, before you go flipping over every quarter in sight, let's break down what makes this particular coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and more importantly, how you can find one. But watch until the end, because missing even one small detail could mean accidentally spending a fortune on a cup of coffee. Not all 1984 D quarters are created equal. In fact, most are worth only 25 cents, but a select few are worth an absolute fortune. Many valuable coins have errors, and this 1984 D quarter is no exception. Some were struck on silver planchets instead of standard copper-nickel. Others have double dies or off-center strikes. Coins that remain in pristine condition, graded as MS67 or higher, can skyrocket in value. Only a handful of these quarters exist in high-grade conditions, making collectors willing to pay top dollar for them. Let's be real, a collector with deep pockets would rather buy a rare quarter than a luxury sports car. Why? Because history never depreciates in value. Alright, time for the fun part. How do you know if you're holding on to a quarter that could change your life? Check the mint mark. Look for the small D under Washington's ponytail. It stands for the Denver Mint. Look for rare minting errors. A double die error, where parts of the coin appear slightly doubled. Off-center strikes or missing edge reading, coin struck on silver planchets instead of copper-nickel. Coin condition and grading. If you find a promising coin, send it to grading services like PCGS or NGC for official certification. And no, rubbing the coin and wishing on a shooting star won't increase its value, but knowing what to look for will. How to sell your rare quarter for maximum profit. Congratulations. Let's say you found one of these rare 1984 D quarters. Now what? High-end auction houses, companies like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, specialize in rare coins and have sold quarters for six-figure sums. Coin dealers and private collectors. Some private collectors will pay above market prices for ultra-rare coins. If someone offers you $5 for a quarter worth $685,000, walk away fast. That's like selling a Ferrari for the price of a used bicycle. Now you have everything you need to start hunting for this ultra-valuable coin. Don't let your fortune slip away. Go check your piggy bank, your coin jar, even the change in your car's cup holder. And if you do find one, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Before you go, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden treasure finds. Who knows? Your next pocket change could be worth a fortune. And if you thought this was crazy, wait until you hear about the 1970 Washington quarter that was accidentally minted on a Canadian coin. Could it be worth even more? Find out in our next video. What if I told you that a simple quarter, yes, just 25 cents, could be the key to your financial freedom? Sounds crazy, right? But there's a rare, almost mythical 1965 no-mint mark George Washington silver quarter that's currently valued at a staggering $685,000, and there might be one hiding in your home right now. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, yeah, right, another coin collecting scam, hear me out. People have unknowingly spent these rare coins at gas stations, laundromats, and even on vending machines, never realizing they just threw away a small fortune. Today, we're going to unravel the shocking truth behind this coin, how you can identify it, and, most importantly, how to cash in big if you're lucky enough to find one. But here's the catch: time is running out. So, grab that old coin jar, check under your couch cushions, and stick around because this might be the most valuable 10 minutes you ever spend. It all started in 1965. When the U.S. Mint made a game-changing decision that left collectors in a frenzy decades later. In the early 60s, silver prices were skyrocketing, and the government made a bold move. They stopped making quarters from 90% silver and switched to a cheaper copper-nickel blend. But, and here's where it gets interesting, a few silver quarters slipped through the cracks, quarters that were never meant to exist, and that's where our legendary 1965 no-mint mark silver quarter comes into play. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin so insanely valuable. First, it has no mint mark. Unlike modern coins, which are stamped with a letter indicating where they were made, this quarter is missing any sign of its origins. That's clue number one. Second, it's silver. Most 1965 quarters are made from copper and nickel, but the rarest ones? They were struck with leftover silver blanks from 1964. That's right, pure mistake, pure profit. Third, the market is hungry. As of today, collectors and investors are paying up to $685,000 for a high-grade version of this coin. Even lower-grade ones can sell for thousands, but how do you know if you have the real deal? Keep watching, because the next part is where things get really exciting. Narrator: alright, so you've got a handful of quarters, and you're wondering, am I holding a $685,000 jackpot or just lunch money? Grab your quarter and look at the side. If you see a copper stripe, sorry, it's just a regular coin. But if the edge is completely silver, you might have hit the jackpot, a little heavier, 6.25 grams. Regular quarters contain nickel and won't stick to a magnet. But the rare silver version? Totally non-magnetic. If you gently drop it on a hard surface, silver coins make a distinct, high-pitched ring, while regular quarters sound dull and clunky. If your quarter passes these tests, congratulations. You could be holding a six-figure treasure. You've checked your quarter, your heart is racing, and you think you've struck gold, literally. But don't run to the first pawn shop just yet. Selling it the wrong way could mean losing thousands of dollars. The safest and most profitable route. Top-tier auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers can fetch the highest bids that a certified coin can sell for 10x more than an ungraded one. Get your coin professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. These companies authenticate and certify your coin's true value. If you're in a hurry, eBay, coin forums, and private collectors can also offer huge payouts, but beware of scams. This isn't just another collector's item, it's a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And the demand for rare coins? It's only getting higher. What if your coin is sitting in an old piggy bank, waiting to change your life? The next time you hear about someone cashing in on a rare quarter for six figures, it might be you. Like, share, and comment below if you're checking your coins tonight. Subscribe for more hidden treasure tips. Imagine holding a tiny piece of history in your hands, a coin so rare that collectors are willing to pay a staggering $685,000 for it. What if I told you that an ordinary-looking 1971 D Washington quarter could be worth more than your dream car, or even your entire house? Yes, you heard that right. A simple 25-cent coin, worth nearly $750,000. But before you run to check your spare change, let me warn you, 99.9% of these coins are worth just face value. The key is knowing how to spot the ultra-rare version, the one that can change your life overnight. And do you have one hiding in your pocket right now? Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal the exact details that separate a worthless coin from a millionaire maker. In 1971, the Denver Mint produced millions of Washington quarters. At first glance, these coins were nothing out of the ordinary. But somewhere in the minting process, a mistake happened. A tiny flaw. A minting anomaly so rare that only a handful of these quarters were ever released into circulation. This is what turned an ordinary 25-cent coin into a collector's holy grail. And here's the shocking part, most people who had this rare quarter had no idea. Some were spent on coffee, tossed into vending machines, or lost between couch cushions, forever. When was the last time you really looked at the quarters in your change jar? Because in a moment, I'm going to show you exactly how to check if you have one of these ultra-rare coins. Alright, listen carefully, because this is where most people get it wrong. There are a few critical details that set the $685,000 quarter apart from the rest. The mint mark mystery. First, check under the year 1971 on the coin. Do you see a small D for Denver? That's step 1. But don't get too excited yet, because just having a D mint mark isn't enough. The silver secret. Here's the real kicker: the valuable 1971 D quarter isn't made of standard copper nickel like the others. It was accidentally struck on a 90% silver planchet, the same material used in quarters before 1965. If your 1971 D quarter sounds different when dropped on a hard surface, or if it weighs around 6.25 grams instead of the usual 5.67 grams, congratulations. You may be sitting on a fortune, astonished face. Wait, did you just get up to check your coins? Don't go anywhere yet. Because there's one more critical detail that could mean the difference between a rare coin and a really rare coin. Here's where things get serious. If you think you found a 1971 D silver quarter, do not clean it, polish it, or try to improve it in any way. A single scratch or fingerprint could lower its value by thousands. Verify the weight and sound test. Use a scale to check if it's 6.25 grams. Then, do a ping test. Drop it on a hard surface and listen for a high-pitched ring instead of a dull clunk. Get it professionally appraised. Find a trusted coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC to authenticate it. Connect with the right buyers. You don't want to sell a $685,000 coin for $500, do you? Auction houses and elite collectors will pay top dollar if they know your coin is the real deal. Time is ticking. Every year, more of these rare quarters get discovered, and as supply rises, prices may drop. The best time to check your coins? Right now. So, do you have one of these life-changing quarters hiding in plain sight?